What's going on, people? It's Emmanuel for Basketball Bicker. Now, the 2018 NBA playoffs are here, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the greatest times of the year. The playoffs start tomorrow. So we're going to get into some playoff predictions for the first round of the 2018 NBA playoffs. First up, we have the Toronto Raptors versus the Washington Wizards. Now, this should be a good series. Toronto has been killing it all season, and they have high expectations to finally possibly challenge LeBron and make it out the East this season. Now, the Washington Wizards have been struggling. They haven't reached, their potential. So I see this one going, let me put my glasses on. I see this one going about Toronto in maybe in 5 games. I got Toronto in 5 games this season. This series, maybe 6. Next up, we have the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics are the 2 seed and the Bucks are the 7 seed. Boston, even without Kyrie, their franchise point guard, they have been sharp. They're still killing it. Milwaukee has, they've been struggling. They do have the best player in the series by far. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this one go 7. And maybe even Boston, stealing this series. This is a tough one. I'm going to pick... I'm gonna pick Boston in 7 for this series. Boston in 7. Next up, we have the 3 seed 76ers versus the 6 seed Miami Heat. This is going to be a good series also because they played pretty tight during the regular season. The season series was tied 2-2. So they have the veteran D Wade on Miami, but I think Philadelphia has the 2 best players in the series, and Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and they're young and they're hungry. But we just got word that Embiid is going to miss Game 1 at least, so Miami may be able to steal Game 1, which could extend the series. I could see this series going to 7 games also, but I have Philadelphia winning this one in 7, especially due to the Joel Embiid injury. Next up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 4th seed versus the 5th seed Indiana Pacers. Another good series. All of these are really good series, and the Pacers won the season series 3-1, and LeBron has had some tough times in Indiana, they say, but LeBron is the best player on the court, by far the best player in the game. So in the first round, you can't bet against Bron in the first round, no matter who they're facing. So I have the Cavs winning this one in 6 games. Now let's go to the Western Conference now. First matchup, we have the number 1 Houston Rockets. They've been killing it all season versus Minnesota. They just made it the last game of the season. They beat Denver to secure their spot in the NBA playoffs. So this is their first playoff berth in, I think 13 or 14 seasons, 12 seasons, one of them. But they haven't been there in a minute, so it's good to have them back in there. So, of course, Houston is going to win this series. It just depends on, how many games it's going to take them. I say Houston wins this series in 5 games. They won the season series 4-0, and this is their season. This is the Rockets' season. So I see them, really going hard in this round, taking it 4-1. 4-1. Golden State, number 2 versus San Antonio, number 7. There's no Kawhi Leonard, but you can't count out Pop and them guys, man. The San Antonio Spurs just know how to play as a collective unit. So they're going to give Golden State some issues, and Golden State is missing Steph Curry also. Steph is like, we really see how important Steph is to that squad, the way they've been struggling and all the drama that's been coming out, of that locker room. But in the end, they have KD, they have Klay Thompson, who's a monster, a sniper. They have, Draymond Green. So you with that, especially without Kawhi, I see the Warriors winning this one in 5, maybe 6 games. But I'm leaning closer to 5 games for the Warriors to win this series. Next up, we got number 3, the Portland Trail Blazers. They had a very good season. Number 3 in the West versus number 6, New Orleans. It's a shame that New Orleans, they're playing without their big man DeMarcus Cousins, who went down with just an unfortunate injury. But they've managed to keep things afloat and make the playoffs. They're the 6th seed. Portland they have more experience. Dame Lillard has playoff experience. He's a killer. So I see Portland winning this series in 6 games. Yeah, 6 games for Portland. They have a superstar, and they have a pretty good squad. CJ McCollum is also a killer himself. So Portland is 6. And for the final playoff, matchup that I'm gonna talk about, the number 4 Oklahoma City Thunder versus number 5 the Utah Jazz. Now, the Thunder have had an up and down season. They have the big 3 now with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, but it has been a very rocky season. But the postseason is a completely different season, especially with the star power they have. They're built for the playoffs. They just have to play up to it. Utah Jazz, they lost, Gordon Hayward, but they added Donovan Mitchell, who's had, an excellent rookie season, and they've managed to make it to the 5th seed in the West. They won 48 games, so the Utah Jazz are nothing to play with. But with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, they should win this series in 5 games. That's what they should do. Win this series 5 games, move on to the second round, and take it from there. So those are my playoff predictions for the first round of the 2018 NBA playoffs. How do y'all think the first round is going to shape up? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Emmanuel. Peace.